Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I have Staecha G with me and we are going to be talking about the cost of living in Japan. Like, I've been in Japan for 2 years and Staecha has been in Japan for 1 year. So we're gonna be comparing our expenses. Me living here 2 years, she living here 1 year. And the thing with Japan is the longer you live here, the more expensive it becomes. First thing that we're gonna be touching on is rent. Yeah, we're going to be quoting these figures in yen. So monthly I pay approximately 45,000 yen per month.
Cheap.
Yes, that's cheap because the thing is my apartment is a very old apartment and it has a lot of issues, so that is why it's so cheap. But how much do you pay for your rent?
I pay $60,000 and her apartment is way bigger than mine, guys.
Do you have a loft area?
I don't have anything except it's just a one room.
Mine
basically.
is one room, one small room.
Yeah, but it's so much bigger. Like for me to film, because I have a YouTube channel if you don't know. For me to film in my apartment, so much moving around has to go on in order for me to look like I have a space worthy of filming in. And I pay $60,000 a month for rent. Mark you that also includes because I do rent some of the stuff in my apartment, so it also includes the rental things that I have. So before before the actual price for the rental items, I pay maybe 51,000 yen, and then it costs maybe around $9,000 because I rent my refrigerator. I also rent the stove that I have, and the washing machine, the desk and chair that I have. And do we rent the futon too?
Maybe we purchase it.
I think we purchased the futon because then put never asked me back for that. So one of the things that you guys should also note is that the closer you are to a train station, the more you pay. So she's like, you're like 10 minutes walk. Yeah. I'm like 5 minutes walk from my train station. So that's also a factor in that as well. And I do believe the year of the apartment too does affect the price. Of course, you know that the newer the apartment, the more expensive it's going to be. But one of the things with Japanese apartments too, they're constantly renovating. So
but even though they're renovating, it's still not up to par.
Yeah, so aesthetically it will look okay, but then when it comes down to functionality, you might find that there are issues sometimes with the space that you're in. But I'm dying to move because I'm not a minimalist, and to know me is to know that I'm extra is one of my many middle names. I need more space, I want to decorate and all of that, but my space doesn't allow me to expand in that kind of way.
Moving on, so let's talk about utilities. So let's first touch on electricity.
Okay, beforehand though, let me just say that electricity will fluctuate based on the season that you're in. Yes. And I find that during the winter time your bills are going to go all the way up. Yes. But here's something that's interesting. Even though I don't think I'm using an exorbitant amount, my bill is exorbitant because based on what I've heard, they automatically increase the bill because it's winter and they expect that you're going to be using more, so they charge you for more anyway. So during like the winter months, my electric bill was maybe like 5,000, 6,000 yen.
That's cheap. Mine was maybe the lowest 5,000 to about 10,000 yen.
10,000?
Because for me, I am always cold, so I always have the heater on. So my bill is always high.
And I think,
but now that it's summer and it's very very hot, I don't really use the AC that much, so I pay around maybe 3,000 yen. Okay. Yeah.
For me, like I said, the electricity bill is going to be like $4 or $5, maybe $6,000 a month. For me, one of the advantage I guess with a smaller apartment is it doesn't take long for it to be heated. So because it's so small, I turn the heater on.
Another issue with the apartments here is that they usually have like just one. They don't have a central heating system. So there is an AC unit, but it's usually in the bedroom or in the room that you stay. So like me, I only have a bedroom. I don't have a living area or whatever. So my bathroom, whenever I'm getting ready to go to work, I'm freezing because there's
I don't
no
have that
heater.
problem. That's what I'm saying.
You don't. So in your bathroom, it's still
based on the position of my bathroom,
okay,
the heat goes in.
Okay. Well, for me, I'm freezing.
No, I don't have that problem. So it's electricity. Electricity now during the summertime is 3,000 under usually, and it's much cheaper because during the winter months, overall my utilities are going to be over 10,000 again easily. Overall, light, water, heat, gas, all of that's going to be over $10,000. During the summer months, my bills are under $10,000 easily. So you expect to pay more for almost all your bills, gas and electricity. You expect to pay more during the winter months.
Okay, so let's touch on gas. So for gas bill, I pay about 4,000 yen, and
when
overall. So I don't know why it's just the same. It doesn't increase nor decrease. Well, it's around 4,000, that range, irrespective whether it's winter or summer. Because I cook like once per week, but I also make breakfast every morning, and I have to bathe in warm water regardless. So even though that it's summer, I still have to bathe in warm water because I can't bathe in cold water.
I think the water here is extremely cold.
Extremely cold.
So you have to add some water heat to it. So I understand. But for me, the gas is a lot different. Mine goes up and down, and based on what I was told is whether or not I'm there, my bill is going to be a minimum of $2,000 because apparently I was given one of the more expensive companies for gas. So during the summer months, I'll pay $3,000 thereabout or less, but then during the winter months, sis, I'm paying sometimes $7,000 for my gas.
For gas? Yep. 7,000. What are you doing?
I'm not doing anything. That's what I'm saying to you. Because I don't use heater that much because I have a very thick futon. I use my futon as my cover. So because I have a mattress, I use the.
Do you have the bathroom where you have to heat it up after you come out?
No.
Okay. Some bathrooms in Japan, after you come out, you can actually press a button for it to dry the bathroom.
No, I have a bathroom dryer, but I don't use it for that purpose.
My apartment is very old, so I don't have that at all.
So but it goes up to $7,000 some months. I think the lowest it's ever been was $5,000 during the winter months, and I had major anxiety when it came on to the end of the month when I knew that the bill was coming, because the gas bill was always the most. I don't know if it's because I was cooking more.
Maybe that's it. But that's crazy.
It wasn't anything to play with.
Okay. All right. So water bill. So here in Japan, you pay a water bill every other month, and it doesn't matter.
Every other month.
For me, I pay every other month.
What do you mean?
Water bill. My water bill comes every other month. Yes.
I get a water bill every month.
Every single month?
How
much do you pay for water?
I pay like, depends. I pay usually like 3,000, 2,000 every single month.
I pay 3,000, about 3,200, I think. It's a set figure that I pay.
No, I need to move in the apartment here because it's like
they have vacancy downstairs. For real now, they have a vacancy downstairs.
No, being serious.
So you can.
No, tell the truth. It's only because you're so far away from a school.
Yeah, so
but
it's for me every other, maybe it's my ward, my area, but it's every other month for the water bill, and it's one set rate. So it doesn't matter if I use a lot of water, it doesn't matter if I use a little, it's just one set rate. And I'm gonna put the rate on the screen because I don't remember the exact figure.
This is why I need to move from my apartment, because all of these injustices that I'm facing, right? She has one set water bill, and meanwhile me over here has to be, oh, let me turn the pipe off because I don't want the bill to be going up. You know, being an adult, a responsible adult, and to hear that it's what I don't like with Japan. Like there's so many inequities that exist.
And we are going to talk about the health insurance, but hold on. Yes, and pension, whatever. Wait, which other utility bill?
Internet.
Oh, the internet now. I have 3 different internets. 3 different. I have my mobile phone, I have a portable modem, and I have a Wi-Fi. A Wi-Fi at home. Yeah. So yeah, because I use internet a lot, so I need internet on the go, so that's why I got the modem.
So how much do you pay a month for all three things?
So for my phone, because I pay for my phone rental plus my phone
The same.
I pay, I think it's around 8,000 thereabout.
Okay.
For my phone. For my modem, I pay about 4,000 yen, and
the portable modem.
For the portable modem, about 4,000 yen. For my what do you call this? The one that's at home, the stationary Wi-Fi, I pay maybe about 4,000, 5,000 as well.
Okay. I only have the SIM because our company you can rent a phone and then get a SIM, so those two prices are separate. But I had a phone already that was already unlocked that could be used with any kind of SIM. So I only pay for the SIM card, and I think I pay $4,000 because I paid for 20 gig a month, and then I have Wi-Fi at home, and that's another $4,000 or $5,000. So in all I pay maybe 11,000 yen a month, which is like $110 a month for internet.
I'm way over that.
Yeah, because you have three things, girl.
Yeah, I need internet. I need to communicate with people. I need to upload videos on YouTube.
Plus you have the phone. My phone is mine. I own my phone.
Alright, next, so we're gonna talk about health insurance. So I'm very upset because when I just when I just came here, my health insurance was less than 2,000 yen. Right now I'm paying 18,000 yen per month. 18. So they moved from, call it about 1,800 to 18,000 in the span of 1 year. Tell me how comes?
How come? Tell me how comes? Here in Japan, not so many.
But they said that because it was my first year and they didn't have any previous year's salary income to generate the figure from, so that is why they gave us the lowest rate. So when you just come to Japan, you're gonna pay low cost.
You're sure insurance is also based on your salary too?
I don't think it's based on my salary. I think it's based on your salary, but
because
for most whether you have a second job or not, this is a figure like after a second or third year in Japan, that's the figure that I hear most people pay.
But I'm going into my second year.
Yeah, but I just like probably 2 months ago I got the $18,000 thing.
Because when I just came,
2 years now.
When I just came, I was paying maybe $1,200 for it.
And then I'm increasing to probably $1,400 or $1,800.
No, it's $1,300 now.
Yeah. But then the next increase is gonna be like 18,000 or 15,000.
And that's when it's time for me to leave Japan.
So I'm just preparing you for that. So next year, this time, you're gonna get a fat bill. Another thing is pension. So pension.
But before you go on to that, remember we were talking about the inequity.
Oh yes.
One of the things is in Japan there is no real way to know how much you're going to get. It's just a waiting game for them to send it to you in the mail, for you to figure out how much you're going to be paying for health insurance. Because we've had this discussion at length behind the scenes. There are persons who have been here for 10 years who don't pay as much as she is paying now as a second year resident in Japan. So it's hard to determine, because I also have a friend in Tochigi, which is she's in her 5th month here in Japan, and she's paying like $11,000 for health insurance, and she's not in her first year.
That's the thing. So it depends also where you live, because some people, even though they just came here, they have to pay a very high figure, but so other people in other areas, when they just came, they're paying a low figure. So I don't know how Japan does it, but
based
I think
on what I heard, I spoke to a Japanese lady, and she was saying that if there are a lot of pensioners in your area, they'll pull more from you. Because the government doesn't wants the funds to do what they need to do, so they'll pull funds from you. If it is that there are a lot of pensioners, then it just mean that these aren't people who are generating income, so they aren't paying taxes and stuff like that. So if you're here as a young person and you're paying taxes, they're more likely to take more from you, so that they can offset the other expenses that they might have in their area. So that's what I heard. I don't know if it's true, but that's what I was told by someone who's a Japanese person.
I believe that. I believe it.
Yeah, Japan full of old people. Japan is it's an aging society. So
With
everywhere you
aging
turn,
population.
old people.
Especially like when you're going home,
Mm-hmm.
like about maybe 2-3 o'clock, you see a bunch of them on the road.
Yeah, because I think the vast majority of their population is 60 and upwards. So they are aging population. So
and we the foreigners,
the ones, yeah. So I think
salary that
they
we
exploit foreigners here.
To pay out.
They exploit us here because because we pay residency tax too, but we'll get into all of that.
Yeah, so we're gonna touch pension. So pension. For the pension now, you can actually request a pension
exemption.
Yeah, pension exemption. You can request a pension exemption, and I've heard that for people just coming in, it's gonna be mandatory for them to pay. That's what I heard. So people who just came to Japan or people who are coming to Japan to work, they're gonna have to pay. That's what I heard. Someone that came here in March, she said that she has to pay, so there's no exemption for her.
You see, what I think,
and that's it. She doesn't live in this area, so I'm guessing it's her area.
You see, Japan is trying as much as possible to suck as much money it can from the persons who are coming into their country, because
we're not retiring in Japan, so
because they know a lot of persons are trying to live here and they exploit that, and also think that they need the money. As much as they try to act, they need the money. But for me, I don't have a problem paying health insurance.
Yeah,
I see the benefit in that. But when you're asking me to pay pension in a country,
which is about 16,000, that's like the minimum that you pay per month.
When you're asking someone to pay pension in a country that they don't have any intentions of residing in, and then the exorbitant amount that you're asking to pay them, you know how much I'm earning, because every single job that I'm working, you know that I'm working there, you know the dollar amount that I'm getting, you know the dollar amount that comes out of my salary for tax, you know I can't afford it. So it's almost like, in a subtle way, you're trying to push people out of the country because you're asking them to pay so much, irrespective of the fact that you know that we're not earning that much. For me, I got an exemption in the first year, and then when it hit the anniversary of my 1 year, I went back and I asked them for another exemption, and I think based on how much you earn, you can get an exemption continuously. But I think if you choose to stay here, then you're going to have to start to pay pension or something like that, I think. But I don't pay pension. So the other day in the mail, I got my pension exemption receipt. So I don't pay pension. Do you pay pension? But I'm exempted from pensions, so that's something that I don't want. But the thing is, when you're leaving here, you can get a refund. But the trick is, based on what I heard, you only get up to 70% of that money.
I heard up to 80%. So this is like this. Maybe it depends on the area that you are living, because I heard some people say they got back 80%, some people say they got back 100%. So I'm guessing it's based on your prefecture. So every prefecture probably have their own.
I'm not willing to take that risk.
I'm not sure, but I'm not giving them my money.
Yeah. So that's it for pension, guys.
So I'm gonna talk about resident tax. So if you live in Japan for 1 full year, the next year, if you're still in the country, you have to pay resident tax. So I got my resident tax a couple months ago, and it was a total of 27,200 yen.
That's cheap.
And that's very cheap, because I'm gonna give you guys a trick. So if you want to pay less money for resident tax, you have to send remittance home, and you have to let them know. So you have to have your receipt to give to them, so that they can see that you send money home. So that's one way of paying less.
So who do you show that?
You show it when you are requesting your tax refund.
Okay.
So like next year around February, when we have to claim our tax refund, you have to show them that. So I guess they keep that on record. Yeah. Okay. You send money home and all of that. Yeah. So this is very low, because I have a friend who came here the exact same time. She lives in Yokohama as well, and her money is about over 100,000. She has to pay over 100,000. So that's ridiculous. Yeah, because she doesn't send money home, so her amount is a lot more than mine.
That's a lot.
But for you haven't paid anything yet.
No,
so
ma'am.
Lucky her.
And I send money back home.
Second year, first year. Yeah. So like I said, remember I said each time, the longer you stay in Japan, the more expenses you have. So I'm here for 2 years, she's here for 1 year. She hasn't started paying resident tax just yet. So yeah,
I'm not looking forward to that.
You need to ensure that you have your receipts.
I save them. Okay. I save them ever since you told me. I started saving them.
Yeah, and that the good thing is, if you can't, for the resident tax, you can actually pay everything one time, or you can pay it
in monthly.
Yes.
Because in the mail that they sent you the one check that you can pay one time, and then the monthly checks that you're going to pay. And I believe if you choose to pay a monthly, the first payment is going to be the most expensive.
Yeah,
and then after that, then you pay a steady amount until you've paid it all off.
For me, they sent me 5 different what do you call it? 5 vouchers. Yes, they sent me 5 vouchers. So the first one was the full figure, and the other 4 were the monthly installments. So the first month was about 9,000 yen, and the other 3 months 6,000 each. Yes. So that's a good thing. But you have to pay resident tax, because if you don't, then your visa might not be renewed. Yeah, so resident tax and health insurance, those 2 very, very important. You have to pay them. Alright, so next we're gonna move on to food.